What can you say? I mean, in most cases, you just go to these guys, come on, don't try that.
But he not only hits it, he rips it for a passing shot winner.
And those mini moments that we've been showing all 2 weeks here on US Open now, the creator, the mastermind behind those mini moments, Jared Jacobs, joining us on set here now. And I've done a little bit of stop motion, not to that extent. I know how long it takes. I'm curious how long each one of those videos takes.
Probably about 50 to 60 hours a piece.
Wow.
Yeah, they get... I'm kind of a glutton for punishment, so I like make it harder on myself the more I get into this, but it's kind of become my profession, and so I'm just like, my standards go up every single time, so that just adds more time.
So wait, 50 to 60 hours, and for how long of a piece? We just watched, what was that, 30 seconds?
Yeah, about 20 to 30 seconds,
wow.
depending on how much crowd work I do and how crazy I want to get, but yeah, they take a long time.
Can you take us through the step-by-step process?
Yes,
I think Jamie's a little bit more aware.
I jumped ahead. I'm sorry.
I have no idea. So take us through the step-by-step process of how you do this.
So I just build the set, and then it's like frame-by-frame pictures. I have to move everybody who's moving in it. Usually I just move the players, but yeah, it's just like frame by frame. I'm moving every single person and then toggling back and forth, and then dealing with lighting and then trying to manage my own social media. I probably need a team.
So you're a one-man team
yeah,
at
I'm
this
like
point.
one of those tennis guys who's like kind of on the up and up. He's an upcoming guy, but he doesn't have like a masseuse yet. That's me.
So that's you.
Yeah,
okay,
that's
all right.
me.
I like that analogy. I'm curious where you come up with the creative part of it. Like, how are you looking at, obviously, the match you're recreating, but what else goes into it as far as your creative mind?
Just the details is really what, like, as far as creating details around what I see, and like with the Federer tweener one that we saw, I didn't know what a tweener was before I made this stuff for the US Open, but just trying to figure out how am I going to make the Lego look like he's hitting it between his legs.
Yeah, that's
like you have constraints where you're like, I don't know how I'm going to do this, but I love kind of the challenge that comes along with it. But yeah, it's just weird that I'm a 41-year-old man that plays with Lego.
For a living.
I don't even live in my mom's basement. My mom's actually, because of this, my mom is here. She's over there now.
She's right there, and she's very proud. Mom's smiling.
Such a proud mama.
Yeah, she gets to come to the U.S. Open. She's the big tennis fan, so that was a big reason why I even took this job.
Yeah,
it's all because of her. So
what other work? I mean, obviously this kind of stuff, but then have you made a living out of doing this stop motion?
I have no idea. I try explaining how I make a living to my dad all the time, and he's like, I don't get it. But I don't know. I've just had some content kind of go crazy. But
what other kind of stuff have you done other than
I've done
US Open
football,
stuff?
I've done basketball. Actually, a funny story with Jaymee. I was like, I know that person from somewhere.
Nice.
She was like one of the Sports Center people when my daughter and I got interviewed like 2 years ago.
Oh, really?
When there was like a March Madness piece that blew up for us, and I was like, isn't she the one from Montana?
Yeah.
I was like Great Falls or something, and someone's like, yeah.
I mean, I've definitely seen different ones. I didn't know that was you
you're
the mastermind behind all of these sports reenactments.
Yeah, I am jack of all trades, master of all of them.
Of Legos.
But yeah, I'm really a master of none, but I'm trying to master.
So how many frames are there for each piece, if you will?
So those ones were 12 frames per second.
Okay.
And they average probably about 400 frames per video, sometimes 500.
So about 500?
Yeah,
wow.
I used to just do them 6 frames per second, and then I was like, no, I want to do 8, and now I do 12, and I'm like, why am I doing 12 frames per second? It's crazy.
Wow, that's a lot of work.
Now that we've kind of gotten the behind the scenes, I want to show another one of them. I think we have a Martina one as well. Take a look at that, and then we can kind of digest what we just saw.
She can win points too easily, and I prefer to see her working at points out a little bit.
What a great scoop.
So now that we know, it's so
Yeah,
interesting to
that's
watch
good to go
because
back.
every single frame is, you know,
Yeah.
takes a different setup. How do you get the facial expressions?
I just change heads out.
Just okay.
Yeah,
so you have
I
different ones.
I
That,
have so many Lego now. Over the last 3 years, I've accumulated a massive amount, and so I just anything that I need, I'm just like, well, I need that. So I'll buy like $100 sets just for like one hair piece or something.
Oh my
I don't do that
gosh.
anymore, but that's what I used to do.
Yeah.
How
And
did-
I'm like, this is gonna get really expensive.
and we're kind of just jumping all out of order. But how did you get started? I mean, like, how did this become a thing? Like, how does it become a full-time job?
I kind of just decided that I wanted some creative outlet, and I always liked stop animation, and I found my nephew's Legos down in my mother-in-law's basement and started playing with it, and made a Breaking Bad video that some of the actors shared the next day.
Okay.
And
Oh,
so I was like, how
cool.
do these guys even know who I am?
That's
And
hilarious.
the magic of the internet, they encouraged me to keep doing it. So shout out to Daniel Moncada
Yeah.
from
Nice.
Breaking Bad
There
for
you go.
encouraging me and
Wow.
getting me to bring my mom to the U.S. Open. It's a lifelong dream of mine.
What's mom most excited about at the U.S. Open
Serena.
today?
Serena.
Serena.
Well, now there's a Canadian in the final, so it's like the best of both
Oh,
worlds.
yeah.
It's
Bianca.
Yeah.
Go BB.
Bianca, I might cheer for Bianca in the finals. I don't know.
Probably should.
She's kind of swayed me.
One
and
day you might make Bianca stop motion.
That's what I'm hoping. Bianca, I'll do either. If
what's-
Serena wins, we'll do
Serena
another
too.
one.
I love it. Yeah,
Yeah.
we'll show it next year.
Yeah,
We can have
exactly.
you back.
What's your next project that you're working on?
It's a secret.
Okay.
I can't tell
Okay.
you.
All right. Ooh.
Love
Can you give
stuff.
us a hint?
It's top secret. It's sports. Has to do with sports.
Sports. All
Sports.
right.
Sports and
those
secretive.
the sports ones are what I do.
Your mom's sitting there
all the
shaking her
time.
head, so she's got some
She
intel.
has no idea. I haven't told her
She
anything.
doesn't know.
Okay.
Great.
do you
She
wanna
doesn't even really understand what I do.
I want to ask this. I mean, before we let you go, I mean, if people do want to kind of check out some of your work, I assume you're putting a lot of it on the gram.
Yeah, Instagram is.
So what's your handle?
GoldYeller.
Gold
Yeller.
Yeller. Okay.
It rhymes with Old Yeller and it starts with a G.
Okay. I
Great.
like that. Yeah, so we can look you up that way
Yeah.
and follow along on all of your mini
Yeah, and you definitely
Lego
should,
adventures.
Because it's really, I don't know. You can follow me if you
Yeah,
want.
no, I'll find it. We've
He's
got
like,
a,
nah.
Do you think you could do one of us, like the U.S. Open Now set,
Ooh.
maybe for next year
I
if we come
absolutely
back?
could.
next year,
Yes.
that
We'll
would
do
be
a little
Will you
Nick
guys get me back here
McCarvel
next year?
That would be
Yeah,
amazing.
let's do it.
Shout out
Okay,
to
well,
all of
he's
our
got-
Deal.
bosses.
We'll make some
Kirsten.
side deals if you need to. But
Yeah.
you guys put in the good word, and
I
I'm
would
happy
love
to
that.
come
We're
back.
down.
I would
Yeah,
love that.
I'm a tennis fan now. After last
Okay.
night, I'm like,
You're
yeah,
in.
this is
You're sold.
actually.
And a sports fan, you know, overall
dope.
a sports fan,
I've got it.
and a Lego fan, and
I
a
love it.
stop motion fan, and all the things converging into one, which is pretty cool.
Well,
Yeah.
we've got to Lego you go. So it's time to wrap this up.
That was pretty. That was a good transition. It's a good segue.
Oh,
Nice.
I
Oh,
see.
and your
Game
and
day.
your oh, look at that! I recognize that.
Did you
set.
not?
At first, I was like,
Jamie's
oh.
like,
Did you just process
It looks
that
great.
now?
Well, because if you look just straight at it, it's like it looks
You
so
thought it was like
real.
a real set?
You know what
Yeah.
you're missing? I will tell you this.
Who?
This is what you're missing. As a Washington State grad and
I've
the
done a Mike Leach one. I've
Washington
done a Mike
State-
Leach.
No, but the Washington State flag has been at every
Oh, no,
college game
it's-
day.
yeah.
Is it back there?
It's no,
smart.
but it's in the actual
it's in the
college
stu-
game day one that I
Oh,
did.
okay,
Yeah, no,
cool.
I take care of those
Okay,
details.
okay. I appreciate that.
This
because
is my
it's-
profession, Jamie.
I know.
Okay.
Don't throw him under
It's
the
not
bus,
your
Jamie.
first. No,
Come on,
I know.
this isn't
I
my
just,
first rodeo, cowgirl.
Jared Jacobs, thank you so much. Stop motion animator. Check him out on GoldYeller on social media. We can see what the secret next project might be that he can't tell us
Can't
about
wait.
yet.
Cool.
Yeah, it's a secret.
Thanks,
Thank
Jared.
you so much.
Thanks.
All right, thank
Have
you.
so much fun. Enjoy the tennis. Your mom, enjoy the tennis as well.